Recording.
Okay, so today we have with us the ASU Admissions Financial Aid Specialist, and we're going to be interacting with him to get to know more about what resources college students have when they're planning for their higher education and why should you plan for your higher education in general. So, welcome Stephen, and this is our group, the We Are Guided Education Group, and we are trying to motivate Maryvale students and kind of giving them resources about education. So, do you have something to share with us? Like, just in general, what do you think about a project, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity to be making resources to share with students, to be able to show them the resources that are available to help fund a college education, to be able to get them, whether they're looking at ASU or Phoenix College, Estrella, South Mountain, whatever the case may be, just so they're looking at going into higher education in general.
Yeah, so what resources do you think students have in general to pursue higher education?
There's going to be a lot of different sources of aid to help pay for school. So a lot of times people just go straight on the internet. How do I pay for school? There's two main types of aid that we look at when we talk with students about how to pay for school. There's gift aid, which is the free money that everybody loves, like scholarships and grants. And then there's self-help aid, like work study and loans. So with scholarships, those are generally application-based. Different colleges and universities, sometimes they'll automatically evaluate you for those. Grants, whether they're coming from the institution like ASU or the community college or the federal government, those get evaluated based on the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. That also plays in with federal work study and then student loan opportunities. So aid that you're earning either through work or borrowing that money and paying it back with interest.
That makes sense. That's a very helpful resource. So since we're focusing on Maryvale students today, are there any scholarship available for like students who come from underprivileged background or they are not very financially well off?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the great resources that we have at ASU is for first generation students. Different colleges within ASU have their own first generation student scholarships. There's also the Dream Zone for students that are undocumented if they're interested in applying for different scholarships there. So always check that out. And then there's going to be the scholarship portal within ASU that students can apply for additional awards. There's going to be private organizations like Arizona Community Foundation. They have local scholarships for students throughout the state of Arizona. So I always encourage students to go online and apply for those types of awards. And then there's national scholarship opportunities like the College Board National Recognition Program, which uses the PSAT score for different underrepresented groups for students at the university level to be able to get them great scholarships as well.
Oh, that's a really good resource. So we do have resources for a lot of underprivileged students that they can use, and we'll make sure to post those links in caption. One question that we had, I know you mentioned about the federal work study. So how can an on-campus job help students manage their college expenses? Because I know it's not a lot that they can fund their tuition from, but it can still help. So
yeah, and that's actually a misconception. There's a lot of money to be earned through work. So most student employment jobs, whether you're looking at traditional student employment or federal work study, those jobs are going to have the opportunity to earn between $6,000 and $8,000 a year. You know, when you're working a job at 20 hours per week at an hourly rate between $12 and $16 an hour, that really adds up over each semester and each academic year to be able to help pay for school. One of the benefits of working on campus is those jobs are capped at 20 hours a week and they get to work with your schedule so that if you need some time off from work to be able to work on a project like making this video, you're able to request that time off because there's other students working that are able to fill in. So great flexible schedule and great pay to be able to help pay for the college expenses.
So one question we had was that is there any assistance that ASU or other universities in general provide to students? Like how can they budget, or is there any information how they can start investing or maybe opening a bank account? Like generic financial stuff that everyone should know. Are there any workshops as such in general that you might be aware of?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about some of the financial literacy courses that we have actually built in through ASU. My favorite thing to walk students through when they're looking at just college in general, whether that's coming to ASU or another school, We have our own budget worksheet to help students figure out how much does it actually cost to come here. You can plug in your cost of attendance, so tuition and books and housing if you're living on campus, and then your scholarships and grants and things like that to see how much does it actually cost for me to come here. And you can do that with every school. There's different resources online for that, but we also have our own financial literacy courses. If you log in on My ASU on the Finances tab, just across from your financial aid package, there's financial wellness, and you can learn how to create a budget. What is healthcare? What's an interest rate with a loan? You can do these little courses or read different articles, some of them made by students, some of them made by professional staff, just to give a basic education of how do I be an adult? How do I manage my money? How do I do this in life?
So that is a good resource. We will definitely make sure to share that with our students as well. So last questions that we have for today is that, is there any strategy that students can use to save money or minimize their debt in general in college? Like any advice that you personally have that you would want to share with our students today?
Ultimately, the big thing is going to be looking at that net out-of-pocket expense. So using something like the budget worksheet to see what is my actual expense at every school, because different schools have a different cost of attendance. You know, looking at ASU versus South Mountain Community College versus University of Arizona, it costs a different amount to go to each one. We all offer different scholarships, different grants, and so it's up to the student to look at, just to do that math. You know, I got a $5,000 scholarship here, but I got a $7,000 scholarship there, but it costs different amounts. To do the math of which one is worth it for me over those 4 years to be able to attend. And then saving is huge. I know it's hard, but building a budget and trying to stick with it to be able to see what are my actual expenses, how can I project and be able to save money over the future.
So that was a really interesting and very insightful conversation. Thank you for your time, Stephen. And we will make sure to share all the resources that we have with you guys in the caption. And if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to help. And we can also give you information about ASU admissions if the need be. Thank you.